So I'm going to start off. I'm going to tell my story first because this is me telling about my week now, and you have to summarize it.
Oh, okay.
Remember, we did that thing,
Oh,
and then I tell
yes.
you. Yeah, yeah. And you
Yes.
can even jokingly summarize it, and then I can tell you that you're off base.
All
So,
right.
yeah, we went to this public square, and there's like 2 gas stations on the public square. There's like a little, not a little supermarket. It's like a chain supermarket called Sparkle Market. It's in Ohio. Um, but I mean, it's a small store. It's not huge, but I mean, it's like, it's basically like Safeway or whatever else you have out there. What would you have out there? Piggly Wiggly?
Yeah, we have we had Piggly Wiggly. I haven't seen one around in a while, actually, but
What's
we
your
used to at least.
what's your main market? Like, because there's every city, every area has a regional market.
We have High V. I don't
Oh,
know
that's
how many
yeah.
places have that.
Hy-Vee is a pretty popular one. That's all over the Midwest, I believe. Well, anyway, I'll keep telling my story so that you can summarize it instead of.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, we were over here. We're getting gas. This Amish guy is over at his truck. I think Mennonite, whatever, because the ones that can drive and stuff.
Yeah, Mennonite,
He was
yeah.
driving his truck, and he was at the gas pump when we went over to the square, and we talked about how we'd never been to this town before. But he initiated the conversation with us. He asked us about our camper, and he said, "Oh, are you guys going camping?" Like, yeah, we were just at Pyming Tuning Lake here in Andover, and now we're going over to the other side of the lake in Pennsylvania because we were going back to Linesville, and we basically he was just having a conversation with this really really nice guy. He was just talking to us, and then when we were done, we were basically like, "Oh, this guy was really nice," and he was genuinely curious about what we're doing. Like there are a lot of people like in modern society that don't even talk to you and don't care about your day, but this guy had seemed genuinely interested, and he told us that he had used to work at a campground that was right down the way from where we were, and talked about that, and he said, it's fun working there or whatever. But he was just, oh my gosh, it was just really nice to see somebody just be genuinely interested in your day and what you're doing. All right, well, that's my story for today, so go ahead and summarize that.
Oh, okay. So you were in a little village in Ohio, and you were taken to the public square and chained, and there was a Mennonite who was really nice until he found out you were gay.
That was way off base, Brandon. I mean, you got the you got parts of it, yeah. No,
You said chained in the public square, right?
yeah, chained in the public square and then beaten with a whip, and he didn't like that I was being gay about it. So, like, my bare ass is showing, and he's the one whipping me, but, like, you know,
Yeah.
that yeah.
No,
Alright, go ahead and tell me your
I got it.
I know you did. I know you did. Go ahead and tell me your story.
Now, when you said something about a chain and the public square, those two things just went into my mind. I'm like, you got chained in the public square.
I like you.
Whenever you say something like we were in the public square, I always think like, how they used to take people in the public square and hang them
It
or put them in
or, like
shackles or
yeah, yeah.
yeah, whatever that what's
The
that
stop
called? Stock? Yeah, stocks.
yeah. Yeah,
Stocks?
yeah.
Yeah, put them in
I think so.
stocks or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what came to my mind when you said that.
That's funny. That's funny.
Well, let's see. I've I've had a lot actually lately. I'm gonna start with this morning. I had to go to the dentist because a couple weeks ago I had a tooth extracted, and then I got a dry socket, and it got infected, and I had to go back to a different dentist, and she, repaired it and gave me antibiotics, and then I had this little piece I could feel with my tongue in there, this sharp, like, piece sticking out. So I went back to the dentist today, and I couldn't see it because it was back behind my tooth, but I could feel it, sticking out. It was like this sharp, whatever. I thought it was like a shard of my tooth or a bone or something.
Oh.
And so she goes in there and she sees it and she takes these tweezers and pulls it out. It's this little splinter of a bone that came off, I guess, when they were taking the tooth out because they had some trouble taking the tooth out. The roots were really deep and everything, and the dentist was like, he had some trouble taking it out. But she said that's very common. Like your bone can splinter or whatever, and your body will eventually like push it out, and that's what it was doing. But I was like moving it, or I wouldn't. I couldn't move it. I was touching it with my tongue, and it wasn't going anywhere. So I was like, but she just plucked it out. I was like, ah, well, that was easy. So anyway, I'm better now. She said it was healing up nicely and everything.
Nice.
But that's
So
not really my story. That was just like that was just what happened to me today, basically, and I had to
well,
backtrack.
I really wanted to summarize that one because that was
I will
great.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and summarize that one. But I want to tell you about my weekend still.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I
All
will.
right,
Oh,
go ahead.
okay.
All right.
So all I heard was something about a bone in your mouth
Up,
at the
up,
dentist office, and
yeah.
he couldn't get it out. Um, and something about your
Yeah.
tongue, maybe licking the tip or something. I don't know. That's probably it.
That's
And
yes.
then you said something about a woman, and I lost interest.
Yeah. That was pretty much it. I mean,
Mm,
you did get it. Those
mm-hmm.
were all true things. No, but over the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
I went to Arkansas with my friend Allie,
Yeah.
and we went down and we went to the War Eagle Mill,
Ooh.
and that was pretty cool. It was just an old mill. It's a big wood building and had a river beside it, which is what powered the mill back in the day or whatever. But I posted a picture of it a few days ago,
Nice.
and then we went to the air. So we rented an Airstream
Okay,
that
I
was
was gonna
like,
ask you.
yeah, it was from 1988 or something like that.
Was it one of those silver ones, like
Yeah,
the metal? The metal.
yeah,
Oh, I love those.
right.
Okay,
Yeah, it
go
was
ahead.
kind of rounded on the ends. It was kind you pulled behind. It wasn't an RV. It was like a
Did you guys
trailer
use?
type.
Did you use the black tank?
The what?
Did you use the black tank?
The black tank? I don't know
The
what that is.
the the when you go to the bathroom and shit and pee and stuff, it goes into the
Oh,
tank.
I guess. I mean, that's what the toilet. You just push the lever down and it.
Yeah, and it goes into there. Did you empty it before you leave or before you left?
No, I don't think we were. I don't think they told us anything about that.
They have to. Oh, they're the ones who have to empty your. Oh, so the rental place is the place that's gonna empty
I
your deal.
guess.
Oh, that's gross.
I
Okay, go
don't
ahead.
know.
Keep telling me the
I
story.
don't.
Sorry.
But they also had another bathroom. Like you had to walk a little way. I mean, it wasn't very far away, but there was
Mm,
a shower and toilet sink in this little building, and that was pretty nice actually. It was a
mhm.
nice little area.
Nice.
But they had like four different airstreams there, and they were like permanent. They built a deck on in
Mhm.
front of it and everything, and there was a grill,
Mm.
and so I took stuff with us to grill one night.
Oh.
So I did that, and then that night there was a pride event at this place called the 21C Museum Hotel. So it was a museum and hotel. Basically, like the bottom floor had displays and artwork and stuff, and then you could stay there also as a hotel. But
Oh.
they had this a couple of rooms where you could rent out and have events. So there was a pride event there, and they had a few vendors, and they had this woman doing tooth gems.
Mm?
Ever heard of those?
Mm.
So they're just like these little gems that you put on your teeth that stick on there. It's just like
That, what is
I
that
don't
for? Who is that
just
for?
just bling. Just I don't know. I
Ooh,
I
I could get a bunch of the gold ones. and make
Yeah.
myself look like Lil Jon or something, or I don't know
Yeah. Sure. But
who.
these
Yeah. Okay.
okay. Yeah. And then they
What?
had this one person was doing screen or printing, like you could bring a t-shirt or a tote bag or something and have it printed, and they had beer and wine and some mixed drinks,
Oh.
and they had a drag show,
Okay.
and there was a drag king and a drag queen who were hosting it,
Oh, nice.
and then they had two other they performed, and then they had two other performers. One of them was Miss Gay Arkansas, uh, or Miss Gay Little Rock, something like that. Miss Gay Little Rock, I think it was what it was for
Okay.
this year. And anyway, Sugar Cookies was one of them, and then I don't remember the other one's name, but I took a little video of one. She did a montage of Shania Twain songs.
You should send that to. You should put that on Substack. I want to watch that.
I think I put it in my. Oh, it's coming out tomorrow. I have an article about it, and it's coming
Oh,
out tomorrow. I put the video in that,
I'll
but
I'll watch it.
it was just I only took like a short video of it. But and then also while we were at the drag show, Elle Becker came and met us there, and so I
Oh,
got to meet her in person. And if if you don't know, those of you who are watching, Elle writes on Medium and also on Substack. She writes Rare Bird Rising, if you want to check her out.
yeah.
Um, anyway, so we met. It was really cool. She hung out with us at the in the drag show and everything, and then we went outside and did a little live video. She was on with me, and um, so we did that. And then the next day, we went to a museum, um, the Crystal Bridge Museum. So this was in Bentonville.
Mhm.
Bentonville apparently is the site of the first Walmart.
Yeah,
And
that's a Walmart headquarters too.
yeah, so the
The
Walton
Walton
family,
family. Mhm.
yeah, they built this huge, massive museum, and lots of it's on a huge area, and there's like bike trails and walking
Mhm.
trails and stuff. So we kind of, my friend Allie and I kind of split up, and she was mainly inside looking at some of the artwork, and I went outside and walked some of the trails and stuff, and had a cafe
Mhm.
in there, and it was a really nice museum. It was,
The Walton
obviously they
family's
spent a lot of money.
Yeah, the Walton family is a very influential family in that area. I mean, they
Yeah,
don't technically own like the city, but like
yeah,
they have major influence over that city.
yeah.
Mhm.
There's also a Walmart museum in in that city. We didn't go to that, but
Elle told me I think she'd been to it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't ask her about that. I I think it would be a little bit interesting to see. I'm sure they would have like maybe the first products they ever sold there and how much they were and that kind of thing. That kind of thing I think would be interesting. But
Inside crony capitalism. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what we did on Saturday. I think that's and then we drove down to Eureka Springs just to check out the town. We went downtown and went to some of the shops. So um, yeah, yeah. When I saw Ben come in, I was like, okay, he's gonna start with something.
Alright. No, I love it. Um, anyway, I wanna get to the next segment because the next segment is something I'm really, really excited about. Uh, so I'm going to say right up front here that neither one of us necessarily espouse these opinions, but we are coming from a specific topic from different sides, and we want to argue the case for each side. And then we don't need to like counter debate or whatever. We can just say what our side is, and then in the in like the clips and stuff. I know these will be clips probably. Um, it'll show the side of each argument. So I'll start by going ahead and reading the topic first, and then reading which side each one of us is going to be on.
If we knew that Ben was going to come in here and give us a subject to talk about, we could have used that. But
We could have, yeah, but no, I
yeah,
already
go
had this
yeah,
in mind.
yeah, too late.
So the impact of gay neighborhoods or gayborhoods in the modern era. So for side A, which is my side, I'm going to say that neighborhoods remain vital cultural anchors and are necessary. Brandon's going to argue side B, which is integration and digital spaces have made them obsolete. So since I'm side A, I should start, but I mean it doesn't matter either way. I'll go ahead and start by I'll take like maybe 60 seconds or less to argue my side, and then you can go ahead and argue your side on side B. So I think the neighborhoods are very important in preserving the history of our culture and basically of our community, and that these neighborhoods are museums that preserve our history, our struggles, and our identity that could be erased if they weren't there. Um, they're safe physical spaces, so they act as like safe spaces for queer people and for especially for queer youth and seniors and people who still need in-person community and specialized support services like AIDS clinics and things like that that wouldn't normally be a specialty outside of those types of neighborhoods. Um, like Stonewall, obviously in New York, the Cat Theater in San Francisco are physical reminders that we have more rights than we did when we started. Um, I think that erasing these would basically erase our memory and wipe us out of existence. And they're essential social infrastructure for all of us. I've lived in several gay communities in large cities, and I can argue this from experience. I've lived in the Lavender Heights district in Midtown in Sacramento, and near Boys Town, which is North Halsted in Chicago. And yeah, that's about it. So let's go ahead and hear what you have to say about the other side of this argument.
Well, you're completely wrong. I think
Okay.
no. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Okay.
Um, um, my side, it's kind of it's partially from my experience too, because I do not live in a neighborhood, if you will. I most of the time I've lived in like rural areas or suburbs, that kind of thing. And in mid Missouri, it's not like there's not a huge gay population in some of these small towns and things. But I think it's good. Like, I compared this to kind of on Substack. A lot of people were leaving Substack because of the presence of Nazis or homophobes or whatnot. And my argument, I wrote an article kind of combating that and saying my argument is that we need to stay here so it doesn't become like an echo chamber where, if all the, diversity leaves Substack, what's that going to be? It's just everyone having their opinions that they agree on and just
Patting
becoming
each
kind of an
other on the
echo.
back. Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm talking during your time. Go ahead.
Oh no, then that's all right. Um, but it's kind of the same way for me being in this rural area. Yeah, I could move to a more a metropolis or a more liberal city or whatever. But I think it's good for places like this, rural places, to have some diversity in it, so people around here can be exposed to that type of the mindset and to see that out in public and everything. If they never see another gay person or whatever, that's going to really limit them. It's really going to constrict, uh, to make them more closed-minded, I guess.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like the echo chamber, like I was talking about. If all the gays moved out, it would just be, it would just create a stronger presence of that conservative or, um, yeah, conservative ideology. You know what I mean? Does that make
Mhm.
sense? So my that's my argument.
All right. I think we both made good arguments. I am going in the spirit of what I wrote here earlier in the chat. I think Brandon will win this one because now I'm flying to Missouri.
Yeah, should have thrown this and flown to Earl, Missouri after I thought of this. Your award is bad, so now you have to compete
No,
to
no,
make the worst
read the
argument.
read the comment right before that. Damn it! I should have thrown this.
Oh, I should, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I should have thrown this and flown to rural Missouri after I thought of this. The Animal Crossing villagers need a safe digital space too.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and read some of the major neighborhoods within the U.S. just to give them a little Pride Month shout out. Because I think it's important for us to call out those spaces, the places that have. Well, I already mentioned two of them. Well, actually, more than two. I mentioned the one in New York, where Stonewall is. I mentioned North Halsted, where I've lived. Well, I didn't live there, but I was close to there. Did you know Chicago has another neighborhood called Andersonville, which is girls' town technically? It's more of a lesbian centric hub.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, DuPont Circle in Washington D.C. is a major center for gay people. There's other neighborhoods in DC as well, like Logan Circle, 14th Street, and Navy Yard, which is starting to emerge as a very vibrant gay neighborhood. New York has like three or four. I mean, you got Hell's Kitchen, Greenwich Village, Chelsea, Bushwick. Um, in Philly, it's just called the Gayborhood, Washington Square West. Boston's got like South End, Jamaica Plain. Baltimore's got Mount Vernon. Let's see. Indy's got Mass Ave. Uh, Detroit's got Ferndale. Uh, Kansas City, Missouri.
I
Southmoreland
was waiting.
in Midtown. Yeah.
Is
Um,
what did you say it was?
Southmoreland, Midtown.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I thought Westport was like,
Westport
um
might be like spotty at that, but that's the most that's where most of the nightlife is in Kansas City.
mm,
Um, let's see if I can see any other ones. Montrose and Houston. So some of these are in the South too. I mean, the South has got a very vibrant gay community as well, obviously. East Nashville and Nashville. We got South Beach, obviously, in Miami. There's a few more in Miami. I don't really want to get into those. Midtown in Atlanta. Midtown is that's pretty much the Southeast. Like, that's the cultural center for LGBTQ people in Atlanta is Midtown. Um, West Hollywood, obviously in LA. Uh,
yeah.
I love West Hollywood. um, let's see. I mentioned the one from my city, Lavender Heights in Sacramento. It's Midtown. Uh, I spent a lot of time there. That's about it. That's all I really want to get into. I just wanted to call out a few of them. Um, but yeah, no, those are our neighborhoods. Those are the places that we need to keep intact. I mean,
Like,
counter to your argument earlier,
yeah,
but
right. Yeah.
yeah.
I had a cousin that lived outside of Seattle or maybe in Seattle. She was telling me there's I don't remember what it was called, but there was a
Capitol Hill.
neighborhood that was, oh, okay.
Yeah, Capitol
I couldn't
Hill is
remember.
Capitol Hill is a gay neighborhood in both Seattle and Denver. I didn't name all the ones I picked out because I asked I looked it up and I looked up the 50 most populated
Oh
cities
yeah.
in the US and then I had all the neighborhoods listed, but I didn't want to read all of them. I'm just
Oh
kind of like
yeah.
skipping around.
Right.
Because who wants to know? I mean, I guess people in El Paso, but I was like, who wants to know what the gay neighborhood is in El Paso? Who cares? But obviously, I'm not gonna anger people in El Paso. The people in El Paso care, but I mean, outside of El Paso, like you're miles away from anything else.
Yeah.
It's basically, you're closer to Mexico than you are to any major Texas city.
I've never been down I haven't been to Texas, New Mexico, or Arizona, any of those down there.
I've been to Arizona only through the airport.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been to Texas a bunch though because I had family in Texas, on the Panhandle. So I'd fly into Amarillo, which is right. I call it on the hat of Texas. You know the
Oh,
hat.
right, right.
Yeah,
That's the square part. Yeah.
that's called the Panhandle. Yeah. Um, and the Panhandle is known primarily for cattle ranching. That's really all that can thrive up there because it's very barren land. There's nothing really that you can grow out there like corn or anything like that. It's kind of like I guess that's part of the remainder of the Dust Bowl from from the 1920s when people had to move out of there because the land was drying out
Yeah.
and they had to move west to California. There are many movies about it, Grapes of Wrath. Um, yeah, well, books too. That was a book first. I shouldn't have said movie. It was a book. Steinbeck, but yeah. Oh, and the Hollywood or the what was it called? The Hillbilly Show in the '60s. Was
The Beverly
Hollywood.
Hillbillies?
There it is, Beverly Hillbillies. That was about the Dust Bowl too. Um, yeah, yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic. Well, let's each read one of our stories, gay themed stories from either Substack or Medium, and you can go first because I'm really interested to see what you have to share.
Oh. Well, I mean, the one I just published yesterday was about um Father's Day, but not necessarily
You can read Father's Day one. That's fine. The
all
one I
about
have is
gay.
the one I have is gay. Hi, El. We just talked about you earlier. He was very happy to meet you and go to a drag show with you.
I guess I could I wrote one called Pride Parades, Protests or Parties.
Ooh, let's go.
I could do that one.
All right.
Or there's the one I did with Ginger Cook.
Read this one. Um,
Okay, I'll do this one.
yeah.
So some people kind of argue that pride parades are just an excuse to get out and party or whatever. So I wrote this called Pride Parades, Protests or Parties? Or can they be both? So in the 1950s and 60s, there were a few places that existed where people in the LGBTQ community were welcome. Police would often raid their establishments and they arrested the degenerates that were involved. And maybe because people were taking a stand on other issues like protests against the Vietnam War or civil rights movements, people in the queer community felt more emboldened. So the raid on Stonewall resulted in a series of protests by people in the queer community to show that they would no longer be treated like second class citizens. In the following years, cities around the U.S. hosted marches that became known as Pride Parades. It's been over 50 years since the raid on Stonewall, and there's been some progress, like the Marriage Equality Act allowing gay couples to adopt. But some conservative groups and government leaders are still trying to suppress and even erase members of the LGBTQ plus community. Many people look at pride parades and pride fests as just big parties or celebrations, and they are. For many of us, this is one of the few places where we can dress how we want and have fun with others like us and just be ourselves without fear of judgment. But outside of those gates, it's sometimes a different story. I've heard criticisms from conservatives who argue that they should have straight Pride Month. They just don't get it because they never had to struggle for equal rights. White straight people. It's just a ridiculous notion. They don't like queer people, so they do whatever they can to steal their joy, basically. When I attended my first Pride Fest, I was nervous. I don't know why exactly, but part of it may have been because I didn't know what to expect. I'm a planner. I like to know what I'm getting into ahead of time. And I was out to some people, but not everybody. I had to keep reminding myself that I didn't need to fear seeing anyone I knew or was related to. And if I did, they'd be there for the same reason I was. But my first experience was at KC Pride Fest in 2019. I was well into adulthood when I went to that. It was a relatively small festival compared to cities like San Francisco, New York, Chicago, and even St. Louis. But this is probably a good thing because I didn't love huge crowds. I went by myself, but I didn't feel lonely or out of place when I got there. I was completely surprised by how comfortable I was. And I saw nothing but happy, friendly, accepting people. And it didn't feel like a protest either. Even though it started that way with Stonewall, it's now more like an organized event with celebrity performers, corporate sponsors, local churches and vendors, and even drag shows.
Mhm.
But back with Stonewall and everything, they didn't have they didn't get permits. They just marched, because it was a protest. They didn't like get permission to do this. But now it's a lot of different. It's a lot different. I've heard many people in the LGBTQ plus community say that police don't belong at Pride Fest or parades. And this may be an unpopular opinion by me, but the police presence at Pride Fest to me don't feel negative. If, God forbid, a shooter started targeting us, the police wouldn't join in with the gunman. And it's kind of the same way I feel in any public venue like concerts or malls or whatever. But if I saw people in masks wearing ICE uniforms, I would get the hell out of there.
Mhm.
But I don't blame anyone for having a distrust of the police, especially those in the black and brown communities. I'm just saying that things are a little different now than they were in the 50s and 60s. Plus, I realize I have a different feeling having an automatic white privilege, gay or not. But I believe pride is still essential because we haven't reached total acceptance. The administration is trying to take us back to past ideologies, which isn't good. And we need to continue showing up to let the world know that we're still here.
I I love that. Before I share my story, because I'm gonna read mine next, I wanted to tell you something really quick. So I got a couple. There were 4 people who had messaged me after I'd uh, pushed out the idea that I wanted to do a fan mail segment. And I'm
Oh,
not gonna
yeah.
do the fan mail segment right now, but I wanna read one that's relevant to what you just wrote because it was an element of what you were talking about in your piece. It wasn't necessarily the theme of your piece, but it was one of the elements you talked about in your piece. And I wanna bring this question up now, so I'm gonna go ahead and read it, and we're gonna
Okay.
answer it. We're both gonna answer it.
All right.
The question is, my gay friends say that Pride is too commercialized now. From your perspective, is a corporate sponsored Pride still a good thing for visibility, or is it losing its roots?
Ooh. Oh. This is really difficult. Um, so I'll say one thing, like year before last, I think it was, the St. Louis Pride Fest was sponsored by Boeing, and there was a big debate about whether that was a good thing or not because
Boing.
supposedly Boeing supplied missiles that were used in, you know, over in the Middle East and
in
stuff.
Gaza.
And
Hmm.
yeah, and they were like, I don't know, it was a big deal. And so there was during the Pride Parade, some people sat down across the street and blocked the Pride Parade, and there were people in the queer community that were doing this also because they were against what Boeing stood for, I guess, and supplying weapons and stuff. And I don't, I'm not going to get into politics or anything about what side is right or whatever, but I don't know. We obviously we want support, but what are you what? Oh, you're how are you talking to Ben again?
And
Cannibalizing
and
cops.
and Alexei Zayat says,
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Eat the police. Eat the bacon. Um, yeah. So I can't answer that really. I mean, I think it's good that we have um sponsors and that I don't know, some of it I think is probably performative. They bring out the rainbow flags during Pride Month, but do they support us throughout the rest of the year or in other ways? Some of them, maybe, not all of them. What do you think about it?
yeah, so I'm definitely mixed on it, but I'm a little bit more anti than I am pro. The reason being is that I feel like the commercialization and the corporate sponsorships bring a little bit of a taint to the events. It's like we know that they're only sponsoring us during, or that they're only supporting us during this month because it's financially viable for them. They know that we're a market share of
Yeah,
consumers, and that if we're not pandered to, in their opinion, during this month, then we won't support them anymore. And they've seen how widespread boycotts by our communities have affected companies in the past. Like, you know, I don't know many gay people who will gleefully eat at Chick-fil-A. I mean,
right. Yeah,
here's
that's
the
exactly what I was thinking when you
yeah,
said. Yeah,
here's the thing though.
yeah,
So what's funny about it, I know Chick-fil-A, you probably wouldn't see them as a corporate sponsor at a pride parade, but like I'm talking about those kind of companies that are explicitly against our interests. There are some that are like less obvious about that'll support like people who are actively destroying our community and are basically funding those political parties and that dark money and stuff. Like, in the past it's shown like Home Depot, probably Target. I don't know. I mean, I don't
Hobby
know
Lobby.
exactly. Yeah, well, the whole point is we don't know where these companies are when it's not Jan. Like
Yeah,
they could be giving Donald Trump millions of dollars, billions of dollars, whatever, and other people in Senate and whatever. We can't say for sure how pure these companies intentions are. I mean, the plus side to this though is they are funding our community for this shorter
right.
period of time and showing outward support, which is important. That's the only
Yeah.
credit I can give them. Yeah. I, I'm laughing at all the comments coming in. Anyway, let's move on from this. I want to go ahead before, because we are going to get into the fan mail questions here. I want to share my playlist. So I did tell you to bring 3 queer songs to the mix today. I got
Yes.
overzealous and brought 5 because I was just like, I kind of want to just go all in on this. I did allies, stuff you'd hear during Pride, and also gay artists, so I mixed it.
Oh, okay.
Um, and then okay, so go ahead and share your list first. I want to hear the songs that you picked, and then maybe I'll put them on my playlist later so that you can see them on Discord or on Spotify.
Well, mine are obvious, I feel like.
Okay.
So I went with Pink Pony Club.
Oh yeah, I was about to pick that one, but I didn't.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
by Chapel Roan, of course.
Hmm.
Uh, Born This Way,
Oh,
Lady
nice.
Gaga,
Yep.
and I have two more, but
You can do two more.
uh,
I did
I
five,
wasn't sure
so
which one. Okay,
yeah.
I Want to Break Free
Oh
by
yes,
Queen,
Queen. Love that song.
and then Stay With Me by Sam Smith.
Oh yeah, those were both very solid choices. All right, I'm gonna read mine. That oh my gosh, there were so many to choose from.
So
Um,
we didn't duplicate.
no.
Oh, okay.
So I did pick some modern ones and I did go with some classic ones. So I have like two semi newer ones. I mean, not really new, but like newer. Um, a really good classic one from the 90s, and then one from like the 2000s, like mid 2010s. So, my first one is Montero, Call Me by Your Name by Lil Nas X.
Oh, I was looking at him. I was thinking about picking a little Nas
Yeah, yeah.
X song,
I
but I
like
didn't.
him.
Okay, all right.
I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross. I'm
Yeah,
coming out.
I did
I
briefly
want
look at
the
that too.
world to know. Yep. And then the first song that made me just realize that I was so gay because just the way she sings and she's a queer icon, even though she's not queer herself. Cher, Believe.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
oh my God. 1990s. That's 90s vibes right there. And then I did a cover of an original, but the cover is different than the original because the cover is more slowed down and the original is more of a dance hit. It's Dancing on My Own by Callum Scott.
Yeah.
The original is by Robin, obviously. It's more of a dance hit. And he does queerify it because he does make it more like the guy is the one he's looking after. But I mean, in the original song, it's also a guy, but it's a woman talking about a guy, not a man talking about a guy. Um, and then the last song I picked was Closer by Tegan and Sarah. And if you've never heard of Tegan and Sarah, you've got to get into Tegan and Sarah. They're
Uh,
amazing.
I have heard of them, but I don't know what was it. What was the name of it again? Closer.
Closer, yeah, it's so good. That song came out right when I was finishing high school, or not high school, college. Sorry. I was late in finishing college, so I want to note that because I am in my 40s. I'm about to be 44 this year in the summer. Actually, in just over a month, we might even have. I think my birthday might be on one of our days. I'm gonna check really quick.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, no, it's the same week though,
Oh,
so it's fine.
oh.
My birthday will be close enough to our thing. I'll make a little bit of a big deal on that day, but yeah. Yeah, that's it. Those are my playlists. And then or that's our playlist collectively. Really quick, I also want to call out the birthdays of queer people on June 23rd specifically because that's today's date. One of them, Alan Turing, who was born in 1912, was an
Oh,
English mathematician, cryptanalyst or cryptanalyst and computer scientist who cracked the Enigma code during World War II. You've probably seen the movie. He's widely recognized as a father of theoretical computer science and artificial intelligence. The movie that I'm thinking of is The Imitation Game, that starred Benedict Cumberbatch, and that was such a good movie. Oh my god, I love that movie.
I don't know if I saw that.
It was in 2014 that came out. A great movie. You've heard of Turing? I mean, Turing is a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
famous figure. Um, and then the other person born in 1894 is Alfred Kinsey, and
Oh,
you've
yes,
mentioned him plenty of times. He's a biologist and
yes,
a
yeah,
psychologist, obviously, pioneering the Kinsey reports and the Kinsey scale, uh, revolutionizing our understanding of human sexuality. And yeah, that was pretty cool to see that there were two really prominent names in today's
yeah.
birthdays. So
I
that
really
was
want to
really
see that
nice.
movie. Have you seen the movie Kinsey?
Yeah, that's with Sarsgaard. He shows his dick in that movie, so you've got to watch it.
Oh,
Yeah,
which Sarsgaard?
uh, Peter. You're thinking of you're thinking of the other family. You're thinking of the
Oh, Alexander.
uh
There's Sarsgaard and
that's
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, that they say Skarsgård in English, but it's Skarsgård. Um, but yeah, no, that's
I thought Kinsey had I thought it was Liam Neeson was in that. Am I wrong?
yeah, Liam Neeson's in that too, but it's also Skarsgård in there.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Um, let's see here. I
I
had
tried to
something
look
else. Yeah.
I tried to look it up, but it was playing on something I didn't have. I think it was like you could only rent or buy it, and I was like, maybe it'll
You know
come
what I
free
just
sometime.
realized? I actually realized I didn't read my story yet, so I'm gonna circle back to
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah, because we went off
Yeah.
something else.
Well, that's fine, but we got other stuff that I wanted to get into the show on there now. Mine's
Yeah.
not very long. It's a 5-minute read, but it won't take me 5 minutes to read it. It's called My Ex-Boyfriend Was Really a Sociopath: The Story of a Science Teacher Who Broke Up with Me in a Very Interesting Way. This was published in Prism and Pen back on
Oh
Medium
yeah.
back on March 19th, 2022. Back when I was still writing the really raw stories. So the ultimate revelation that my last ex-boyfriend was a sociopath caught me completely off guard. We had a good relationship. It was a very normal relationship. We had shared interests. We hung out together a lot. There weren't many warning signs that the relationship of a few months would come to a crashing halt. He had come to my mom's house that Christmas to celebrate with my family. We even went to the mall with her. My mom seemed to really like him, given her history of homophobia and not approving of my previous partners, male or female. I was shocked. I suppose, given that he was a high school science teacher and was a very conventionally attractive man, didn't hurt anyone's perception of my relationship. He was thin, decently tall, and wore glasses that looked very distinguished on him. My friends and family had quickly grown to like him. This was definitely the case with my friends. He would be invited to our weekly game nights at my best friend's house, and my best friend approved of him. I didn't have a car at the time, but I made every attempt to make it easier for us to see each other. I'd spend 2 to 3 hours on public transit some days, but I would have to travel the 45 miles from my house to his. Sometimes I would meet him after school in his classroom where I'd help him grade the students' papers just so that he could get out of school earlier and we could start our date. I would have to spend the night frequently, even if it was just on the couch. I was fine with just sleeping on the couch. I didn't care. We were still fairly new as a couple when I started spending the night at his house after making the long trips to see him. I didn't think I was in love with him or anything, but I did enjoy spending time with him. I was also very fond of bragging about him to my student government peers and work friends. Apparently, he was a student assistant at the high school in the city I was working in before he got a full-time teaching job in the city he was living in now. People knew exactly who he was. It made me feel semi-famous being associated with such a nice guy who was well-liked. Our relationship was still very much in the exploratory honeymoon phase. The more time we spent together, the more fond we seemed to grow of each other, or at least I thought. He even told me that he loved me, even before I did. I wasn't even there yet, but I smiled and nodded. There was a darkness in the background, though, at that time I couldn't really feel or sense. A secret that would lead to the end of our relationship. I was blissfully ignorant of all of this. I just wanted to build this relationship into potentially something more, even if it wasn't going to end in marriage. I had no idea that he was about to halt everything into a crashing end. In the time we were together, I'd gone through a lot personally. I'd quit my job at Walmart to take on a math tutoring job with kids that I rode my bicycle everywhere for, at least 25 miles a day for a long time. I had a traumatic head injury around this time, too. I was still in good shape from riding everywhere and still struggling financially after my bike accident, but I was managing. Maybe all these factors were bubbling in his head. I know that normal people and couples would communicate with each other about this kind of stuff. I guess I should have seen the warning signs when he started pulling away a bit, and we would start hanging out less and less. I didn't think we were about to break up. It just seemed like he wanted some well needed space. After all, I was coming to his apartment a lot. When he did finally agree to start having dates at his apartment again, something strange started happening. He would come up with excuses to not be intimate with me, and he would seem distant a lot of the time. It got to the point where I started noticing I wasn't just going to stand by and watch him completely check out until he explained what was wrong. One day I was listening to music on his television and Say Something by Christina Aguilera and Great Big World came on. I started singing along with it as it resonated more with me even than ever at that moment. I looked right in his eyes with a deepening sorrow that had been previously masked. He couldn't put up his charade anymore. He stopped me in my tracks and turned off the television. Sturge, we need to talk. This isn't going to work. You're the one who said you loved me. I wasn't there yet. What's happening? Well, I haven't been honest with you. You're a good guy and I don't want to hurt you anymore. But I'm a sociopath. I just can't string you along anymore. A sociopath admitting that they're a sociopath? Huh. His words shocked me. Normally, a sociopath wouldn't admit to something like this, but the upcoming events would confirm everything he just said. He pulled out his dreaded journal of cruelty. It had pages and pages of his disgust and contempt for me. He had grown to hate me through spending all this time with me. The journal had killed me slowly with every word that he made me read. It felt like the lyrics in that song, killing me softly with his song, but in a cruel and unfeeling way. I know he says he didn't want to hurt me, but he knew that it would be impossible once I started reading these words. I didn't understand any of his grievances. None of the words seemed to make sense in the context of the actions and the words he'd conveyed over those few months we had spent together. Even though I was deeply hurt, I knew I wasn't in love with him. It was the sting of rejection and repulsion that floored me. I'd never had high self-esteem, even when I was fit, at which I was at the time. The sting sent me into a dark place that took a while to overcome. Sociopaths are hard to spot. They can be anybody in your life. In my case, it was an ex-boyfriend. He seemed to be charming, intelligent, caring, sweet. They turned out to be cold-hearted, callous, uncaring, unfeeling, and sort of twisted. I'm fortunate that my next relationship ended up being my current one about a month later, but that experience scarred me for a long time. I guess I'm sharing this because you never know who you're around, even in your own inner circle. I'm not saying we would have gotten married or anything, but him letting me read the cruel words in that journal has to go down as one of the most messed up and traumatic breakups of all time. What do you think, Brandon?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that's like well, first, why did he even let you read it?
No, I
I guess he
asked. I mean, I didn't mention in the story that I asked, but why would you even let me read it in the
well,
first
I
place?
know, that's what I'm saying. Even if you did ask, if
Yeah.
if he if he really didn't wanna be cruel, he could have just said, "No." Just
Yeah. Well, he was cruel.
yeah, well, yeah, well, obviously, yeah.
Mhm. That's
Yeah,
pretty wild.
that's crazy.
All right, so we have one last segment to do. I want to get through it quickly because we're running out of time. But it's the last three questions in our fan mail. I want to go ahead and get to them now because I had four questions, but we already answered one of them. Um, so
Well, if
these
we
are
don't have
from
time for one, we could save it for next week or something.
sure. I'll go ahead and read this one then.
Alright.
I often hear my gay friends using certain slang or joking about stereotypes with each other. Is it ever okay for me as a straight ally to join in on these jokes, or is that a strict boundary? What is your opinion on that?
I think it depends on the person, because I think some people are more offended by certain words or phrases than others. I'm not easily offended,
Me
and
neither.
if somebody's like a close friend of mine and I know their intention, like if I know they're not intending to be disrespectful or mean or whatever, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna, I might say something. Like my friend Allie, sometimes she'll say something and then ask me. It's like, should I? Am I supposed to say that? Is this okay? I'm like, well, it doesn't bother me, but I wouldn't say it in front of
Mhm.
other people or in public or whatever.
Mhm.
But when it's just us two by ourselves, it, you know, because I
You know
know how she
mhm.
really feels. You know,
Here's my I think we're gonna align here. Um, I'm pretty much the same way. It depends on who it is, depends on the
yeah,
situation, depends on they're my friend, I'll know their intent.
right.
If it's somebody who's not like more of an acquaintance and somebody who seems a little bit more closed-minded,
Homophobic or something. Yeah,
yeah, and then they try to join in on that conversation, I'm like, "No, no, no. No,
yeah,
that isn't cool."
yeah.
Um, that didn't take very long for either one of us to answer. I could do one more. Um, this one is my best friend just came out to me. I want to be super supportive, but I also don't want to make a huge awkward deal over what my friend just told me. What's the best thing I can do as a straight male ally friend to this person? We're both male.
Oh, okay.
What are the steps I can take in the first like few weeks, few months to show my support?
Hmm. on one hand, I say just do everything like you've been doing. Don't treat them differently. But
Mm,
also, if they need support, like go to a gay bar with them, go to a drag show with them or something. Show them that you're okay with it, with being in that part of that world, not part of it. You know what I mean, though, like being
mhm.
associated with that world. So those are a couple things. The first two that came to my mind. What do you think?
I think just be open to bro jobs. Um,
Right.
kissing on the
Yeah.
mouth is normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Tell them.
slapping each
Yeah.
other's asses in the shower, that's fine. Taking a
Yeah.
shower together, that's okay too. Um,
Yeah. I would. It depends on who the guy is, who
cross
the friend
dressing with
is.
each other. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Just do it
Um,
all. Just dive right in.
no, I mean, basically,
Experience it all.
it was the same answer as yours, but I just wanted to be
Yeah.
different.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so 3 questions, that's good. I'll save the 4th one for next week, and, I wanna encourage our audience to send us questions. So, I already got it from the last time I put it out there, because 'cause it's been a month since we've done this. We went on a month hiatus since you had your dentist appointment 4 weeks ago, which I remember because that's when we stopped.
Yeah.
Um, the dentist appointment you talked about earlier in the show. Um,
And then you decided to like
well,
go
I
crazy and twist your.
yeah, severely twisted my ankle, like, to the point where I didn't even wanna be around anybody. Like, if I had done this show during that, I probably would've lashed out at everyone. Oh,
Mm,
I did not feel good, and I couldn't sit up and like I'm doing right now, so, yeah, it was probably best that I didn't associate myself with Substack for a while and didn't write for exactly a month. I put a story out yesterday, by the way, if you didn't notice. I talked
I
about
think I saw an email.
yeah, I talked about my recovery from my ankle injury and the hope that I have going forward, especially since today I'm not feeling any pain in it, and I haven't tried to bear any weight on it yet, but I feel like I might be able to.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I connected with Ginger earlier to see if she wants to do another live with me since we haven't done one in 2 months. Since she in May, she had family stuff with graduation and all that and
Yeah.
prom, and in June, I had my ankle, so, um, we're gonna have to connect, and then also Onyx Rose,
Yeah.
which the last time I was live with her on Substack was right before my ankle injury, but I had that episode where I had a reaction to my medication and, I nearly passed out. Yeah, it's been Marnie, it's been 31 or 32 days now. It's day 32 of, post ankle injury, so I haven't been able to bear weight on it yet. Well, my full body weight on it yet in 32 days, and, uh, normally for this type of injury, it looks like it's a 6-week recovery process, if not longer, but 6 weeks is on average about what it would take to recover from a severe high ankle sprain, which is what I sustained. A
Yeah.
grade 3 high ankle sprain. That hurts.
Grade 3 high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't want that. You don't want that.
It doesn't sound like it.
This is the worst ankle sprain I've had in the last 20 years. It's
Mm.
Anyway, do you have anything you wanna shout out or say to our, viewers today?
Um. Well, we can say again, if any of our audience members wants to ask a question. AI, clip this. Clip this. If any of our audience members want to ask us a question, we're taking audience questions and answering them during our live. So submit a question if you want on either DM or um, comment on this post afterward.
Cool.
And then tomorrow night, I'm going to be on with Stefan Pasek.
Oh, I love Stefan, he's awesome.
Yeah. So
Um,
I don't know what we're going to talk about, but he asked me like a couple weeks ago. It's like asked if I wanted to do a live, and I was like, yeah, sure. I had one last week with Ginger. Was it last week?
It
Ginger?
was Ginger Cook last week.
Yeah.
Talking about being
So
queer in the Midwest.
yes.
Hmm.
So we're doing ours, Stefan and I, tomorrow evening.
I love Stefan's deep voice. It's
Yes.
very,
I
very.
haven't been back to their karaoke in a while,
I
so I
haven't
need to
either.
check that.
You and I should go back on Friday.
Well, they usually do it several times during the week, but I haven't seen them. I don't know. Oh, Marnie asked what time tomorrow. That's a good question. I don't remember.
Don't say
I think
that.
it's no, I think it's 8 p.m. I know it's at night because he can't do it during the day, so his
I
best
think he
time is at night.
works. He probably works during the day.
I'm pretty sure he said 9 Eastern, so it should be 8
8
Central.
Central.
That's mine. So
Yeah. Yeah, he's no,
there you go.
he's Central Time.
Oh well, whatever he said. He gave me a Eastern time,
Oh,
so I
well,
don't know. Maybe
he probably thought you
that's
were
probably
Eastern
just like
Time. Yeah.
a standard.
Well, because he's in Minnesota, you're in Missouri, so you two are in the same time zone.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got his message right here. 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Yes,
That's
I was
probably
right.
for you to share, like to tell people 9 Eastern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So there you go. Oh,
Wait,
so
I'm trying to read what
yeah.
Marnie said. I think Marnie's talking about you, although I don't know if
Oh,
I believe Marnie's heard me sing too. I don't know. But
I need to write these.
we're definitely both going back on. Oh, hey
Do
Fiona.
we?
Fiona's coming in here pretty late. We're
Oh,
about to end.
Fiona,
I love
you're just
Fiona.
coming in at the
Yeah.
end. Well, you can watch the replay if you really want to.
Yeah. Oh, we should do then saw the replay come Mr. DJ. No, turn the music up. Rihanna.
All right,
You don't like Rihanna, do you?
nah, she's not my favorite. She's all right, but
I love Rihanna. Love on the Brain is my favorite song from her. Oh my god.
oh, I do like that song actually. I like a couple of hers. It's just, you know,
And I
overall,
like
she's not like my favorite.
but that one with Mickey Echo, the duet she does, Stay. Oh.
Oh yeah.
And Fiona sent me a Discord message about karaoke, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Brandon and I were just talking about joining the karaoke this week together. So uh let me know. I think tonight they actually have tonight they probably have karaoke.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what day. They have regular days and then they kind of go spontaneously sometimes. So I
Although
couldn't remember.
the thing is with me is I can't join them when they're on the one server that Stefan likes to use a lot. I did offer to buy a subscription to the restream so that we can all do it together. Because the one they're using right now, the peer to peer one. Oh, Stefan ended it. Oh,
Oh,
oh, good, Fiona. You and I are gonna have to connect immediately because
huh.
we're gonna keep this going. All right.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is a lot of our ending post stuff, and we didn't do our iconic beginning at the beginning this
Yeah,
time, but
I didn't say anything because I
we're
thought
gonna go ahead
maybe
and
you
do it at
wanted
the
to.
end. We'll do
Oh,
it at the
okay.
end.
All right. All right.
We'll do this at the end. So we don't need to do it at the beginning. We'll do it at the end.
All right. So
That's how we're gonna do it
do you
now.
have anything you want to
No, I'm good on
plug yet?
plugs, but I'm
All
definitely
right.
gonna connect with Fiona, and I'll give you an update later because we might be setting up a impromptu karaoke tonight. We'll see.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
yeah.
this has been the Pride edition of Tuesdays
With
2
gays. We're both
Thanks for coming in, everybody.
very gay.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
See you
Thank you,
later.
Brandon. I'm glad to be back.
Yes, me too.